Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, Again, your boy Victor Uzoma Majike goes by Analyst Uzoma. And today we are going to dive in a few topic functions using in Excel. And we are going to look at few functions using in Excel. And what we are looking at today, we are looking at random array, concatenate, we are looking at text joining, we're looking at transpose, we're looking at if error. We're also looking at aggregate, and we are looking at the sum and the get. These are the few functions we are looking at today in Excel. And before we go into the Excel worksheet, and we start looking at those functions one after the other. And let's understand why is it so important to know this function. The function enhances you as an Excel user or a data analyst to be capable in using Excel functions. It also allows you to manipulate, summarize, and retrieve data effectively. Why am I saying this? You allow you to retrieve data effectively. It makes your work easier. One, two, it makes your work make you look smarter and also effective. Also, by using it, streamline your workflow. It makes your workflow easier and faster, just like I said. And it also helps you. One of the cardinal things it helps you is it also make you have good insights when you're using them. Now, when we talk about random array is generating random numbers. It simply means generating random numbers from 0 to infinity. And it's also good in sampling numbers for analysis. That's for random array. Concatenate, we simply mean concatenate is combining text string, two text string into one text string. Nice. If you have, for example, which we're going to use, if we have Sunny and first name, or if you have a data that have a state and its local government or a region, we can concatenate the two text string. Or it also works for TEXTJOIN. You can also bring them TEXTJOIN. Concatenate have a quote in between. Like TEXTJOIN have a delimiter and a true or false notion. Also, we are going to look at transpose. Transpose simply means changing the orientation of a range, changing the arrangement of a range from row to column and from column to row. Why is this so useful? It's useful in rearranging data layout for a better analysis. It's very, very good. Now we are also going to look at if error. Like I said, we're looking at if error. If error is all about returning a specific value if the formula or formula result is erroneous. Like you have a data and you're doing a calculation and you meet some missing values, you miss where there is 0. Now, if error will return the value to you as error. It is to return the value to the formula. We also have aggregate. In aggregate, we are going to use for calculation. And what we are going to calculate, we want to calculate the sum and the average of a given data set. We also have the two most wonderful function, the get and the sum. The get and the sum, let's start with the sum. The sum return a value in a database that meets specific criteria. It's going to return a value for you, the total sum of a value for you that meets specific criteria If it doesn't meet those criteria, it is not returning it. The same goes for the get. It retrieves a single value from a database that meets specific criteria. What is this trying to say? If it meets this criteria, it returns the value. If it doesn't meet it, it doesn't return it. With all this said and done, now let's start by going to our Excel worksheet and let's dive in. We say we are going to get random array, concatenate, transpose, if error. We'll do the if error before the aggregate, then the sum and the get and the sum. Now, this is my worksheet, and in my worksheet, I want to start inputting data and also calling up function. Now, to start with, I will start with introducing the equal sign. Okay, if you don't know how to input on your worksheet, because this is our worksheet, this is our workbook, our worksheet, and these are sheets, different sheets. Okay, if we don't understand this, watch below. You will see another video that talk about the introduction of a worksheet and workbook and rules, columns, rows, and ribbon on that video. Let's go. Equals to. If you notice, when I put equal sign, all these functions, all this ribbon went blank. Let's start again. I hope you can see they are all highlighted and they can be used. Now let me now introduce the equal sign. This is all went blank, meaning that we are not using any of them currently. So either we are using this, or this. These are the one highlighted, but the rest are not highlighted. Simply means we are not using any of them because of the equal sign. Now we were starting with random array. This is random array. Now in random array is asking us how many rows do we want to work with? How many rows? I say 10. Now also asking us how many columns do we want? We need 3 columns. Then what is the minimum of the numbers we want? What is the smallest numbers we want? We'll go with 5, and which one is the biggest number we really want? Now the biggest number we want is 20. Now I close, okay, comma. Integer simply means the first say return a decimal number. No, we don't need a decimal number. What we need a whole number. That is what we need. We will go and say, okay, whole number, and which is true. Decimal number is false. Whole number is true. We go for the true, close the bracket, and look out. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, 4. 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's look at whether what we did was correct. 10 rows, we counted it 10, 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, 5. This is 5. The highest is 20. Let's go for 20. 20 is here. I will say we need them whole number. Now, okay, let's do for the next one, which is the decimal. Random. Please always take notice of what you're typing. The same, we are using the same format. It is 10, 3, 5, 20, and 4. Decimal. Close the bracket. Are you seeing the two different? One is having a decimal point, the other is not having a decimal point. And this is how to get your random array. Now let's go to concatenate. Now to say concatenate is joining two text string to form one text string. Now we have salesperson, surname, first name, and region. We want to join these two strings, these two, to become one here. And yes, we have the wrong one. Okay. I'll show you why we put this wrong one is because some people make mistake when they are typing it. Also, we also have TEXTJOIN. I also have the wrong TEXTJOIN. Now let's start with the right concatenate. Concat. Yes, if you're using Excel below 2016, you're going to have concatenate. And if you look at it's showing a red but a yellow triangular, meaning that this and this are the same, but this is correct and this is outdated. Now go to concat. I use this. Now I introduce my quotes, double quotes. And if you take cognizant of it, I had to space the two quotes. I did not put them together. I had to space it. I put the first quote and I space it. I put the second quote, comma, then John's close, and I enter. Now can you see that there is a space between the two names? Okay, let's go to the wrong one and see what I'm trying to do. Concat. Now this is concat. We have Adiola. I'm not putting the quotes. I'll just go straight to Johnson and I'll close and I'll enter. Now, are you seeing the two total different names? There's a space in between here, there's no space here. That is the two different spaces. Now let's do for another one. Because to concat, I see is okay. Bracket, comma, first quote, space, second quote, bracket it, close the bracket, introduce your comma, then also and you close your bracket and enter. This gives you a right concatenate. Then for the wrong one, it equals to concatenate. Goes to UK, comma. Okay, let's even say we introduce a quote without a space. And so close the bracket. It's the same thing. The same thing with as if we now introduce the quote. Please take notice of it. Always introduce your quote. Always introduce your quote. Now let's go for the text joining. In text joining, we go for equals to text. You can see we have text join. Now in text join, the delimiter is the quote. And text joining is telling us we need the delimiter first, not in between, but first. Now we introduce the first quote, space, second quote, comma. Now it's also giving us an error empty sign, meaning true. We should ignore any empty cell, and false we should include it. We'll go with true. You should just ignore any empty cell it sees. Now this is the first comma and this is the second. Close and you hit your enter. Now can you see that this and this are the same? Okay, let's go to the wrong one. Equals to text join. We will not introduce any quote. this. Close your brackets. The same thing goes for the next one. Let's do the next one. Let's say code true. Okay. So let's close and enter. Now, I've gone for the wrong one. Just text. TEXTJOIN. Now, let's also introduce codes without spacing. Please take notice of the wrong one. There are no space. Why these ones having space? Okay, let's do transpose. We say transpose is rearranging column to row and row to column. Now we have this. Let me type in this name spells persons ID. We have spells person name. Now we have states. We have region. Now we have car name and the amount. Why am I taking my time to do it? I just want to understand one thing. Now, if I want this name not to be in column, I want it to be in row, I'll just come down here. It equals to transpose. Transpose. It's asking me the array. This is the array. Close the brackets. Enter. Are you seeing? All the names line up vertically and now line up horizontally. This is what random. This is what transpose does. Now I can also turn it back to where it originated. I'll just do transpose and I'll pick this back again and I'll close and I'll enter. This is transpose for you. Now let's go to if error. Now we'll talk about if error returns a value when it found error. Now in this data set we have names of country that played World Cup. That's names of country that appeared in World Cup and the World Cup attempt. This is their attempt and this is their appearance. Now we want to use the appearance, the attempt, to find out the appearance rate. And to find out the appearance rate, and we say, okay, we are seeing errors in our data. What is the way forward? Now, we'll go with equals to if error. Let's not forget, Excel have more than 200 functions. It's for you to know to master few and practice. Consistency matters. Keep on practice, and you'll get used. Now it's telling you if error value appearance 6 divided by total World Cup. Now the if error is introduce your code. Let's see. Okay, check data. Check data. Close it. And the appearance rate of Nigeria is 100%. The appearance rate of Cameroon is 71%. The appearance rate of Ghana is 75%. South African is 100%. Ivory Coast is 100%. Senegal, check data. It's zero. You can see it's zero here. It's zero here. And it's telling us that this is an error. And what can we do? We should go back to our data and check where the error is coming from. The same thing, Morocco appears zero, attempt zero. Ethiopia, attempt zero, and appearance zero. But eventually, our data entry staff made this mistake. Now it's telling us if error, we should go back to our data and ask questions. What happened? I thought Ivory Coast played the World Cup. Why am I seeing zero in their own? Why is this? Why? You ask questions as a data analyst, as an Excel user. You ask questions to get more findings so that it's help you build insights, informable insight that will lead to a transformable decision when taken. And this is for if error. Please, if you have watched to this point and you find this training or this training, if you find this training very educative and informative, please don't hesitate to click the like button and subscribe so that it helps us do more content like this for more educational purpose. Back to our class. Now, we have done the if error. Also, we want to now aggregate our results. You know, we talked about aggregation. We talked about the aggregation, we talked about the sum and the average. Now, we want to know the average of the appearance. I also want to know the sum of the appearance. Now, we already know this. We'll just rush it. If error is I can also put percentage. If I want to put percentage, I can put percentage, give me percentage, then I click on percentage, it will not give me percentage. Let's add and percent. Change it to percentage and plus 1 0. Even though I minus 2 zeros, but I even put the zeros, it give me like that. Give me. And we are saying check data. Now we want to know the average of the appearance. We now do equals to aggregates. See, it's a form of equals to aggregates. We click on aggregate. Now, what are we trying to aggregate? Now we have 1 equals to average, 2 is count, 3 is county, 4 is max, 5 is minimal. Now what we want is an average. We go with 1, introduce your combo. And you can see it's have explained it. 0 is ignore next subtotal. But we are not after those ones. We are after ignore error value, which is 6. You can mouse on it, you can just type the number 6. Now, it's asking us the array. This is the array we want to use. It close up. Now, the average appearance rate of this African country is 77%. That is the average appearance of this African country. The same thing we will now do for the sum, which is aggregate. The same pattern. Now we are not doing average, we are not doing count, we are not doing county, we are doing the sum, which is 9, comma. We are doing ignore value. What is array? Is array close end. This is the total sum of the appearance of these African countries, the 10 African countries. Now we are heading to the two big function I kept at the end, which is the sum and the guess. If you have followed us to this point, I want you to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Now let's start with the get. Now the get is all about getting a specific, like we said from the initial, it's getting a specific information from your data using a specific criteria. Now this is the criteria we want to use. We want to use the criteria for role and name. And in the role, we want to find out Bob Smith. What is his role? What is the role of Bob Smith? Now, for us to do that, we will go equals to the get. Double click. Database is asking us the database we want. This is our database. Hit it all. And which field are we looking for? We are looking for this, which is job role. And we're looking for a criteria, which is name and Bob Smith. Enter. Now let's go back to our database. This is Bob Smith. He's a data analyst. Now, funny enough, if we change any name here, it changes automatically. Let's use Emma Brown. Emma Brown. The good part of this, if we now say, okay, let's change the job role, let's use country. Country. Emma Brown. Emma Brown is from Germany. Okay, let's assume we want to use Isabella. Isabella. We change here to job role. HR manager. I guess you get this and you understand it. Now let's do for the sum. Now in the sum, we are trying to get a specific value return using a specific criteria. Now, what are the criteria we want to use here? We want to use the criteria called SO. We want to use SO to know the amount of what the salesperson have sold out. Now let's go equals to the sum. Now this is our database we are using, and we are using F1. And we are using salesperson. Okay. I know many will ask, why didn't we use this just as in the get? Yes, why we are not using this? Because this is not part of the database currently here. There is a true difference between the get and the sum. I hope it's clear. Now, if we change this Fatima Bakar to Adiola, Now let's also change it to Trinity. Okay. If you have watched to this point, please don't forget to like and to subscribe so that it keeps us to do more, get more videos out there. Thank you very much.